At the end of a Greek tragedy, after the hero comes to recognize that he's made a mistake and we have the reversal of fortune, this is also accompanied by what they call the recognition motif. And the word in Greek for this is anagnorisis.
Anagnorisis is a change from ignorance to awareness, according to Aristotle in the Poetics. It comes at the end of the tragedy when the hero realizes what has happened.
You will not die this day, Kratos. The gods cannot allow one who has performed such service to perish by his own hand. But now there is an empty throne in Olympus, and a new god of war is needed.
Armed with knowledge of his fate as set forth by the deities of Mount Olympus, a formidable challenge awaits Kratos, this time as the new god of war. As the god of war, Kratos begins a new chapter in his mythical saga. But with his old nightmares still haunting him, the former Spartan captain finds solace the only way he knows how.
Along, Kratos! Another city is ready to fall! Soon all shall know the glory of Sparta!
Enough, Kratos! With every city you destroy, the wrath of Olympus grows. Soon I will no longer be able to protect you.
Against the wishes of the gods, Kratos wages a brutal war to conquer the city-states of Greece. But one must be careful when challenging the gods.
Athena! You conspire against me!
The Colossus of Rhodes was an enormous statue of the sun god Helios that stood at the entrance of the harbor on the island of Rhodes. It was a marvel of ancient engineering. It stood over 100 feet high, one of the tallest structures of any kind built in the Greco-Roman world. And it was actually cast from the discarded weaponry and armor of the unsuccessful besieger. And it was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It wasn't quite wonderful enough, though. The engineering couldn't stand up to an earthquake, and after only about 50 years, it snapped off at the knees.
So one of the themes that we often do in the God of War games is take a historical event or a mythological event and kind of turn it on its head.
Once we decided to use the element of the Colossus of Rhodes as a gameplay element, it became pretty apparent that we wouldn't be able to use a natural force to destroy it. It was going to have to be Kratos himself. I think from our standpoint, making the decision in the game, it was a great game element. It turned into one of the most amazing openings for our product.
If you put a player in an environment where they actually get to control a guy who takes down one of the 7 ancient wonders of the world, there's nothing really more satisfying than that. And also changing history, I think, adds a level of authenticity to the game and relevance to it.
But Zeus, the king of the gods and ruler of Mount Olympus, had his own sinister plan.
Kratos. I do not need your help, Zeus. I can take down this beast.
I offer you more than help, Kratos. I offer you power. I offer you the Blade of Olympus. It was this blade that ended the Great War and defeated the Titans. Drain your godly powers into the sword, Kratos. Only then will you reach your full potential.
Do you see, gods of Olympus? Do you need more proof than this?
placing all of his godly power into the weapon had rendered Kratos mortal, vulnerable to the arms of death. Bloodied and beaten, he knew that to have any hope of survival, he must retrieve the blade of Olympus.
Yes, I am forced to attend to this matter myself. Athena refused to undo her mistake. Imagine caring for a creature such as yourself.
Why? Why would you betray me?
Deceit was actually a very common practice amongst the gods. They loved to disguise themselves. In particular, they had the ability to shapeshift, and many of the gods would come down to the land of the mortals to typically revel or make love with mortals or assist sometimes heroes and provide great aid and advice. Zeus in particular was a big fan of deceit. He loved to shapeshift himself.
Zeus has 3 different roles in the God of War series. In God of War 1, he's a guide. Essentially, he sees Ares out of control, and he wants to get a man to do his dirty work. And he sees Kratos as an opportunity to take out Ares. So he guides Kratos as the gravedigger. In God of War 2, there's a shift that happens. Interestingly enough, Kratos ends up taking over Ares' spot after defeating him and becoming the new God of War, but he's essentially doing the same thing. He's out of control, and Zeus is overcome with his fear. And this fear leads him to believe that Kratos is going to come and try to kill him. So Zeus makes it his mission, his personal mission, to kill Kratos.
As the supreme ruler of Mount Olympus, Zeus makes sure that no one dare challenge his authority.
Even now, as you draw your last breath, you continue to defy me? Everything you have ever known, Kratos, will now suffer because of your sacrilege. You will never be the ruler of Olympus. The cycle ends here.
Well, Zeus was the high and mighty ruler of Mount Olympus, and he imposed his will with an iron fist.
He's unusual in the way he effects his will. His will always prevails in the long run. But other figures, the old Titans, when Prometheus wants to steal fire, he just steals it. If Ares wants to kill somebody, he kills them. Or if Athena wants to protect somebody, she protects them. Zeus, like the bureaucrat that he is, always acts through intermediaries. He gets someone else to do the job.
And with his death, Kratos returns once again to the abode of Hades. In a vision, he encounters the mother of all the Titans.
Who are you?
I am the Titan Gaia, ever-present Mother of Earth. I have watched you become a powerful warrior, and I have been with you through all the events of your life, but I can no longer simply watch. We will help you defeat Zeus.
Gaia is one of the earliest gods. Her name means earth, and she really is what we'd think of as Mother Earth.
In the Great War, Gaia wasn't completely against the war between the Titans and the Olympians, because Gaia, above all, wants balance.
She's often portrayed in support of Zeus. It's Gaia who helped Zeus's survival at the very beginning by helping to whisk him away and substitute him for a stone. She's generally favorable to Zeus, but she's never completely on the male side.
Gaia, I guess in mythology, is not considered actually a Titan. She's considered Earth. And we just decided to make Earth a Titan.
Gaia was one of those characters whose true background in mythology was a little more complex than the story we actually ended up telling. We kept with the theme that Gaia is still Mother Earth. Gaia is a protector, and she actually ended up evolving. In God of War 1, the narrator was not Gaia. In God of War 2, the decision was made that, wow, look, we've got this other character. What if we tied the narration into this? And that kind of added more backstory to her involvement in the product, and then we just further enhanced that in God of War 3.
In his near-death encounter, Kratos learns the ultimate way to defy Hades.
Death is an escape, Kratos. You are a warrior of Sparta, not a coward. Only a coward accepts death.
I am no coward.
Then you must fight. I will show you the way to the Sisters of Fate. Only with their power will you defeat Zeus.